good? Having a good year so far? It's a bit fucked, isn't it? A little bit fucked. It's not lie. Something's been going down. I'm not stupid. It's mad we're here. I've been trying to like ride the pandemic in a positive way, you know what I mean? I've been trying to lose a bit of weight. I've been trying to quit smoking. We got any smokers in here? A few of you, nice, yeah. I've been trying to quit, man. Like, main reason I want to quit is because like, I've got a 2-year-old niece, so I look after her a lot, and I just don't want to be one of these like dirty, smelly smoker aunties, you know? Just like breathing the stale stench of smoke into her innocent little face like that. Horrible. Don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be an influence on my niece, and I want to be fit and healthy so I can take MDMA with her when she's 20. I think telling young people about like throat disease and cancer and shit doesn't work though. It doesn't work, right? You better tell them they're going to smell bad or have wrinkles or be rejected 50% more on Tinder, innit? Right? They did a survey. Apparently 70% of women are put off by smokers on Tinder, but I'm not. I just think, free fags. Am I right, ladies? Fucking mad. Don't worry, geezers, I'm on your side, don't worry, because I know it's a very off-putting thing, you know, sometimes smoking and that, it's a turn-off. But don't worry, because you've got to remember that every woman has their exceptions, you know? Like David Beckham could be smoking through a hole in his throat and I'd still fuck him. A lot of the anti-smoking stuff now, see you later. A lot of the anti-smoking stuff now focuses on living longer, which I don't think we should be encouraging certain people to do, right? For example, I found out the other day that my personal trainer smokes, right? My personal trainer smokes, and I told him I was thinking about quitting, and he told me not to. He goes, "Nah, Sarah, it's better for a naturally big girl like you to smoke. It's good for your metabolism." All right, cheers, mate, thanks. That's great advice if this was the 1930s. What other health tips do you have for me? A bit of crystal meth to boost my energy levels, yeah? Maybe some Valium to relax me before I hit you with this kettlebell, prick! Hard to kick, innit? Cigarette addiction is so hard to kick because there's so many triggers, you know? Like coffee makes you want to smoke, finishing a nice meal makes you want to smoke, Matt Hancock makes you want to smoke, in a confined space with him until he dies. It's tough, it's hard. I don't want my niece to get addicted. I love her, you know what I mean? I want her to be fit and healthy so that she can survive a future pandemic, you know? Then she starts crying and throwing a tantrum and I just think, God, I bet a fag would shut you up. So I'm not a lesbian, by the way. A lot of people think I'm a lesbian and that's not very girly. And it's, you know, it's annoying because I come to gigs, right? And I get homophobic abuse. Homophobic abuse with none of the perks. Which basically means I get ostracised out having any of the pleasure of getting my fanny lit properly. Stuff out here. It's hard. They say I've got to be more self-deprecating. They say, oh, you know, Sarah, everyone loves a self-deprecating comedian. They love it, you know what I mean? So I think, all right, okay, I'll give it a go. No, all right, okay. I've got small tits and a flat ass. All right. It's hard because I think I'm all right. I'm a confident person, you know what I mean? I was gigging in New Zealand, right? And I got reviewed when I was out there. It's generally true. The reviewer described me as an oddly shaped comedian. What the fuck? An oddly shaped comedian. I was like, fucking hell, if I find the geezer who wrote that, he's been picking up broken teeth with the oddly shaped fingers I've just smashed on the curb. I was confident before I started doing stand-up. You know what I mean? Like, slowly over the years, it's just, like, chipped away at me, you know? I just think maybe in, like, another 10 years, like, I'll finally be a proper comedian, you know? Like an overweight, depressed, alcoholic man. I don't know. Fucking hell, man. Male comedians, like, middle-aged male comedians, they keep banging on about how you can't say nothing no more. They're always like, oh, you can't say nothing these days without being cancelled, can you? Can't say nothing. Can't get away with saying anything. Comedy's fucked. You can't say nothing without being cancelled. I'm like, bruv, you can't cancel something that was never subscribed to. Like, you haven't been cancelled. You're just another irrelevant cunt doing material about things that don't exist anymore, like your career and your marriage. Oh, yeah. Talking about old middle-aged men, I was actually going out with one. Not anymore. Yeah, I'm single now, and what I've sort of realised since being single and being in different relationships is I just never want to get married. ever. It's just not for me, innit? I just don't want to do it. If you want to do it, cool. But I just don't want to get married, innit? Like, ever. I mean, obviously, I still want someone to propose to me. Like, my dream is for someone to come up to me and be like, Sarah, we've been together for 5 years now and I've never felt this way about anyone. Will you marry me? And I'll just be like, nah. Nah, innit? But don't get me wrong, like when I am in a relationship, I'm very loving, super loving, really romantic. Like I like to leave like kooky post-it notes around the house, like ones on the bathroom mirror that say, I love you. And then like one on the fridge, you make me so happy. And then like one on the door on the way out, if you leave me, I will cut you. Sort of thing. Me and my ex used to argue so much, right? It was a really toxic, volatile relationship. It's why we broke up. We were just arguing all the time. And it was so horrible, right? Because we always used to have arguments on like special occasions. And I don't know if any of you have been in a similar situation where you're with your partner, you're excited about this event, this night out, and just before you go out, you have this huge row, ruins it. Horrible, you know? Like getting dumped on your birthday. Harsh. You know? Or like getting dumped at Easter. I'll be like, yeah, all right then, mate. You walk away. You'll be back. Give it 3 days. Get dumped on Valentine's Day? Fucking hell. It takes a special type of bastard to dump someone on Valentine's Day, innit? You get the card, you open it, it just says, you're getting dumped, but by who? ? Getting dumped on Pancake Day? Sorry. Getting dumped on Pancake Day. You'd flip. Don't clap that, please. Mate of mine got so pissed off his bird, he actually dumped her on the countdown to New Year's. Imagine that. 10, 9, 8, Jane, you dumped. What? You heard? 3, 2, 1. Harsh, man. I love my niece, I love looking after my niece, innit? Like, 'cause I really want kids in the future, innit? So, like, I love looking after her, because when I'm with her, I imagine what sort of mum am I going to be when I eventually have my own children, you know? And I've given it a little bit of thought. And I think I don't want to be a good parent, because I think being a bad parent creates more interesting adults. Can you imagine how boring music, art and film would be if every kid was hugged by their dad and had a balanced, healthy upbringing? Like, bad parents have inspired some of the best creatives ever, right? That's why when I have kids, I'm deliberately going to be a little bit of a shit mum just to give them a good start in life, you know? Don't know what sort of shit parent I'll be, though. There's so many different varieties. There's so many different types of shit parent. So much to choose from, you know? I definitely wouldn't be a drug-taking parent. Nothing to do with being anti-drugs. Like, I'm sure there's times where a little bit of ketamine would help you bond nicely with your kids. You know? I don't want to be a parent to take drugs, because I've seen how much drug-taking ages you. And I'll tell you now, it is nothing compared to how much being a parent ages you. So can you imagine how old you look if you're a parent and you take drugs? No, thank you, right? I've got mates who are single, childless. They go raving every weekend and they look so much better than my friends that got kids. Serious, you could be on the session for 10 years straight, day and night, drinking, sniffing, and you've still had more sleep than when you've got a 2-year-old. They turn you mental, man. Toddlers are worse for you than Class A's, 100%. 100%. They turn you nuts, man. There's only 2 types of people that go to the shops in their pyjamas, druggies and mums. Don't know what sort of kid I'll have. That's the risk, isn't it? That's the risk. You have a kid. Fuck no, you don't know what you're going to get. You give birth to it, could come out and be a prick. You don't know. You don't know, man. I think if I had a kid and he or she was gay, no problem. No problem. Mixed race and gay, even better. I just pray they're not a cis hetero white male, you know. I just don't want to bring them into this world. No, it's not as good as it used to be. Autistic, that'd be good. Yeah, I'd love an autistic kid. Yeah, yes! I'll be taking him down the casino. Cool, man. It's weird though, like, even thinking about the pandemic, thinking about kids in the future, because of like, you know, the pandemic's made us think, it's made us all realise collectively that tomorrow's not promised and things can change like that, you know? It's fucked, it's mad. And like even before this, like personally, like I was going through a lot of personal issues before the pandemic, and I didn't even think I'd be here, to be honest. Like, so I'm 28, but I always fantasize about being in the 27 Club. For those of you who don't know, the 27 Club's a bunch of creatives that all died at the age of 27. So Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Amy Winehouse, all them lot. And I got into my head that I would either like hang myself, take a drug overdose, or like fall down a manhole at some point. But I didn't, made it to 28, right? Yes. Thank you, I appreciate your support. But it didn't like occur to me till like a couple of months after my birthday, right? I was in the kitchen and I was grating some cheddar, and I suddenly thought, shit, I'm not dead. And it was like such an insignificant thought. It was so insignificant. It was like going to the shops and realising you forgot your mask or your bag for life, right? But then I thought, no, Sarah, this is a massive deal. You're 28 years old and you're still alive. And I tell you now, I've never felt so much more like a winner and a loser at the exact same time. Because now I realise I can't be a legend for two reasons. One, I'm not good enough. And two, I've got a ridiculously high tolerance to Class A drugs. But I was in a mess, I was in a state, I was really depressed, I was really suicidal, and like, at one stage it got so bad that like I started to lose my identity, and the knock-on effect of that was I didn't really know who I was on stage, so my comedy suffered. And usually when you're a comedian you get to go on stage and talk about your stuff, it's a form of therapy I guess, but we're going through a pandemic and I couldn't do it. And so yeah, it was hard, but here's how the trade-off works in a usual situation with a comic, right? So wife leaves you, new bit about being single. Yeah? Bring a baby into the world, 2 jokes about a pram. Lose your identity, write a depressing poem that leaves your audience unsure to what they've actually come to see. So here I was, 28 and a quarter years old, I'm in my kitchen, I'm eating a cheese toastie and a whole block of cheddar, because that's my business. And I thought, do you know what, I am going to write a poem, I am, because people keep asking me, oh, are you gay, are you straight, are you a comedian, are you a poet now, like what's the deal, describe your act. So I'll say it loud and clear for the people at the back. I'm a mixture of Kathy Burke and Mike Skinner. Poetry is my therapy, it helps to control triggers. I make spelling mistakes and speak in slang. I say in it a lot, it really annoys my nan. This is England meets Stormzy. I still had an affair with a married guy despite all the warnings. I learned more about life looking at my niece's drawings than I did from any book or teacher. They were just boring. I'm passionate. I'm angry. I speak too fast. Some people don't understand me. I get sad a lot and I push people away. But the right people will always come back into your life, don't they? Don't they? I'm hard like the streets with the stage presence of Adele. I have faith in my heart so I can adapt if I fail. I can connect with everyone in this room. Have you feeling like these poems are for you? Like I'm talking just to you. And that's not a skill you practice, that just means I'm human. My name is Sarah Callaghan. I'm a comedian, writer, actor, author, drummer, poet and a dreamer. A true love believer. A live music disciple and an expert pain healer. I've been to the depths of hell and come out stronger because the devil ain't around my neck no longer. I can't be boxed or packaged like some fake fucking machine. I ain't part of no gang or clique. I flirt about keeping my hands clean. In my own lane. I carve my own path. The only poet to make you cry and then make you laugh. I love hard. I feel everything. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. But I do. That's why I do what I do. I have no other choice. If I don't keep talking, I'm scared I'll lose my voice. So when agents and producers don't know what to do with me, I say, suck my dick, because I'm not changing for anybody. Like, how can you sell something you can't describe? I just say, look, I'm good, all right? I swear on my life. This is my life. Even if I get no recognition until I'm 85, you will remember my name eventually. Once I'm finished, you'll be looking at me differently. I'm Sarah Callaghan, freedom personified, battered heart, but with a fearless spirit. And that's the best description I can think of, innit? That was a little bit gay, wasn't it? A little bit gay. I appreciate it. I actually haven't time, so I'm just going to like wrap up. But yeah, I appreciate you listening to me. I'm sorry. I should have done a trigger warning talking about depression and suicide and stuff. But you know, it's 2021 and grow the fuck up. So we're all a little bit fucked, aren't we? It's fine. But you know, we should talk about it. You know, because it's people. dealing with the stuff. But yeah, the pandemic was like super fucked, but there was a lot of good things, I think, that also came out through the pandemic. One for me personally was appreciating my job, and I think I took this job for granted, you know what I mean? And I appreciate seeing you here today and being on this stage. It means so much, you know what I mean? Because I'm from a very working class family background, right? And comedy has given me so many opportunities that I wouldn't have had necessarily with my background. Like, for example, I got to do some shows a couple of years ago in the Alps. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And like, as part of the payment, they give you like a ski pass. You get to go skiing. And you get these like snowboarder types that walk around these jackets that say, no fear. No fear, dude. I'm like, fuck that. I've got no fear when a brawl kicks off in a boozer. Put me on a mountain strapped to 2 planks of wood. I'm nothing but fear. I actually bought one of those no fear jackets and just crossed the no out. I got to go to Australia as well, comedy festivals in Australia. Oh, amazing. Couldn't believe it. Me in Australia. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? And I was so excited when I first got there. I was a little bit early for my gig, so I was in this bar and I was sort of people watching, and I saw this guy trying to chat up this girl, pulling out literally every single line in the book he could possibly think of to get her to come home with him, right? And this bird, she won't have none of it. She's all like, no. I'm not a one-night stand sort of girl. I'm about love. Right? That's all she kept saying. I'm about love. And he came back with probably the best and worst shut-up line I've ever heard in all of my life, right? He said, all right then, well, if you sit on my face, I'll eat my way to your heart. Oh. I thought, yeah, I like it here, I'm going to stay. Another jammy thing, I got to do some gigs in Vegas. That was fucking ridiculous. And when I was there, something happened which blew my mind, right? And I'll leave you on this. I thought, look, I don't know when I'm going to come back here, right? This is huge. I don't know when I'm going to come back here. And if I'm here, I'm going to do it big. So I booked a trip to go and see the Grand Canyon, right? And something happened which fucking spun me out, right? Someone actually fell asleep in the helicopter flying over the Grand Canyon. What the fuck? Now, don't get twisted. For anyone that hasn't been, like, the Grand Canyon is... It's all right. It's all right. It's not really my favourite wonder of the world, because ultimately, it's just a hole, innit? It's just a great big fucking hole, right? But guaranteed, after a 10-hour flight, 2-hour coach journey, and $300, you don't do what these geezers have done in front of me in the helicopter, flying over the Grand Canyon for us. Couldn't believe it, like literally snoring. I went over to him. I was like, mate, have you just had sex? No. Well, there's no excuse for you to be asleep then, is there? Yeah? The Grand Canyon, man. Grand Canyon. Once in a lifetime opportunity. The Grand Canyon. I went over to him, I shook him awake. He was like, oh, sorry, I'm a narcoleptic. I said, look, I don't care where you're from, mate. We're flying over the biggest hole on the planet. You're asleep, takes a piss, right? And he actually tried to flirt with me afterwards as well. Like, tried to flirt with me. I said, no way, you joking? If you can't even stay awake for the best hole on the planet, I don't particularly fancy my chances, you know what I'm saying? Guys, you've been a delight. My name is Sarah